Alright, hey, what's up guys, it's Zach. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ghost Green, aka alternate Bel Air review. We're going to be taking a full look at this shoe. We're also going to be comparing this shoe with the 2013 Bel Air 5, so that way you can actually see the differences that they have between the two of them. There's some minor differences, but at the same time they're also pretty major, so we'll take a look. I'm also going to have a lot of nice B-roll for you guys, overplaying over top a lot of this, so like when I explain this to you guys, at least you guys can actually see it in depth, HD, clear quality too, so definitely give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So let's start off with the upper on this shoe. So we'll start off with the left shoe, and I'm going to switch it to both. So we'll do the left shoe of the Bel Air as well. So I'm just going to refer to this as the Ghost Green, because that's what its official name is, and this is the Bel Air 5. We're just going to go like that. So right off the bat, you actually take a look at them just side by side. Bel Air has been worn maybe once or twice. This is DS, and it's definitely actually a lot tighter wrap too, the way it came. It's really tight. I haven't really loosened them up or done anything. I did on the right shoe a bit, and you'll see that when I take it out. But if you just take a look at the two shoes, there's some huge differences right off the bat, especially the upper. I mean, the material of the upper is completely different. In my opinion, this one looks 100 times better, the actual Bel Air. There's a reason, I'm just going to say there's a reason that one goes for $600 to $700 on StockX, and this one is maybe like 10-15 bucks over retail. This shoe is just flat out amazing. It looks great. It was one of the first inspirations for the Fresh Prince. If you guys aren't familiar, Will Smith always used to wear the Retro 5s on the show Fresh Prince of Bel Air, so they decided to make him his own personal Bel Air inspired by the show Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and that's why they created this with the chaotic patterns, the pink, the green. It's all the colors that, you know, the show had. It was a very hyped up release, very rare, and now it is worth a lot of money. This shoe, when the sneaker game kind of tanked, this shoe dropped in price significantly when I should have picked it up and I didn't. This pair is actually my friend's. He got it on a Nike restock back in 2013, and I struck out, of course. That's why I don't own them, and I have this version here. But this version, the new version, the Ghost Green, is still pretty cool, and it's still inspired by Fresh Prince. That's why they're calling it the alternate Bel Air. It still has those patterns. It's not the same as the other, but we'll get into it. So let's take a look. First off, as you guys can see, the materials. Huge difference between the two. Bel Air 5 actually has like this nubuck canvasy feel to it. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. If you've ever felt the Toro Bravo 4, that type of nubuck, or they called it like I think it was like a Durabuck they may have called it. I'm not exactly sure. I kind of forget, and I'm sorry about that because usually I'm really good at the technical terms for specific materials, but this one I can't tell you what it is. It's like a canvas denim mixed with a nubuck, and it even has a brush effect where it's a little ashy where it turns white here and it goes back to the darker gray. These are much darker in person than they probably look on camera. It is a pretty dark shoe, the Bel Air 5. A lot of pictures show it as like a light gray. It is not. This shoe is fully white. It is not gray. In certain pictures it looks like it's an off-white. It might be a little bit of a darker tone of a white in comparison to like the Great 5s, and I have some B-roll where I can show you guys, but if you look at the two like next to each other, they kind of look the same, and the main difference is like the actual material of the leather. Like, this is a very high quality leather, and the leather that comes with the Great 5, you can see it has like little holes in it there. It just feels like cardboard, and it's not as good. Just have some brief clips of it here, and I can also show you, like, if you want to listen to the sound of the tapping difference between the two. It's just this new Ghost Green has a better high quality leather, and I actually really like it a lot. The shoe actually feels super soft, and I'm actually pretty excited about wearing this because I actually think it's not going to crease so much. I'm not going to have to be so concerned about that, and I just think that the leather is going to hold up a lot better. It feels like really good quality. That's the quality in comparison to this one. This one my friend wore, I believe, like twice, and it really isn't creased at all, and I don't really know how this would show up with creases. It's just such an interesting, unique material. Also, another reason that this Bel Air 5 is worth the amount that it is. Basically because there really isn't any other shoe that has a material like this. This is just a very, very unique shoe. Alright, so I'll also show this more zoomed up for you guys as well. But if you take a look at the pink difference, this is more like almost like an orange color, and this one is like magenta. So this one's more of a pink, and this is more of like an orangey pink. I mean, they're both shades of pink, but they're different. Definitely brighter, more of like a hot pink. This is more of a magenta, orange contrast to it, more purpley contrast to it here. The purple is almost the same. This is a little darker on the Ghost Green, and the Bel Air has it a little bit of a lighter color. The overall green makes up the bottom of the shoe too, which I'll also show closer up. That is a little bit darker on the original Bel Air, and on the new one it is more of like a highlighter green. And that goes for the green all around. So the green on the 23, it's like a lime green here, and with the contrast of the blue in the back. The blue, I believe, remains exactly the same on the Ghost Green on the 23. Let me move it down so you guys can see it here. But this is also like that highlighter yellow more than it is a green. It definitely has a green tint to it, but it is definitely lighter. Mesh on these shoes is about the same. This has like a black area underneath the mesh, so this looks darker, but they are both like that off-faded milky white color. This one just has a white background, so it's going to obviously look lighter, and this maybe has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it because it's just starting to get a little older from sitting in the box, but it really isn't too yellowed. It's just going to look darker on this shoe because the contrast is black underneath it here, and this is white. As for that, the shoe also has the little triangle here on the midsole. So I'll show this up close as well, but it has like this region on the midsole here that's also like that weird coral color, orangey, and this has the magenta one here. So this shoe is larger. The Bel Air is larger than the Ghost Green. That's why it definitely looks a little different. But anyway, moving back on to the color of the tongues here. This is that darker green I told you guys about. This is more of like that Volt highlighter yellowish green color here. We'll look at that up close so you guys can see it more. Lace locks are a little different. Ghost Green has a Nike on the lace lock, which I'm not a huge fan of, and then it has a green Jumpman here to match the green tongue. The Bel Airs had it reversed, so there was a pink Jumpman that matched, that like went with the green tongue. It was weird, they did it backwards, and this has a Jordan logo on the lace lock, which I like a lot better. So that's basically it for this shoe, other than the patterns and the back, so we can look at that too. Back has the green Jumpmans. This also has the Scion underneath like the 23, which is pretty interesting. You get the blue contrast underneath. This one is just straight up green. Inside pattern, I love it a lot better on the Bel Air. You can see it up close here. It's just got that blue, it's got more blue to it, a darker shade of blue, and the Air Jordan is read properly there. They tried to go more OG on the newer one and did the upside down Air Jordan, which I hate. I can't stand it. I think it looks super stupid, and I don't know why they did that, but it's whatever, guys. That's there, and it's got that lighter green. And this is more of a green and pink pattern in this one versus the blue in the other. So I like the original pattern in the other Bel Air, but this one looks good too. They're different. They're different shoes. They kind of have the same type of meaning. They went close off of it, but they're different. One's white, one's gray, but it's still a nice shoe. So I didn't talk too much about the laces before I get into this one. Laces are just black on there, and the Ghost Greens also came with a pair of green laces. Here they are. It's like that Volt highlighter color. Nothing really special to it. It just came attached to the one shoe. Moving on, lace lock, same thing. Just as I said, pink's going to correlate with pink on the Ghost Green. On the Bel Air 5, you're going to have a green Jumpman here, and it's going to correlate with the magenta, so they're opposites once again. Inside patterns are the same as explained before. Only difference are the shades. So the shades of blue that you have on these shoes here, we'll just zoom it, go right to the B-roll so you guys can see this best. It's darker. Blue, I think, is actually really close. It's a little bit darker on the new one. Same as like how the midsole's a little darker. Speckling green is it's still that lighter highlighter. Speckling here. This one has the speckling that is a, like that normal darker tone green, as I said before. 23, you have like that orangey color on there, and the magenta on the other. Moving on to the back of the Jumpmans, you can see that we have that green contrast behind it on the Ghost Green, and then we have just the normal magenta Jumpman on the back of the standard Bel Air 5. As for the inside, you have that little triangle again You can see the differences in colors there. Only other thing to really note is like the 23, significant difference. How one is really boxy on the Ghost Green, and on the other one it is more rounded. In my opinion, I like the boxy one a little bit better just because it looks a little bit cleaner. But other than that, the shoes are pretty nice. And honestly, if you have the money to pick these up, they're not that much over retail. You're basically going to play probably between like $225 and $230 for these. I recommend picking them up. If you guys like Retro 5s, it's a really nice shoe, and it's really cool. This one here, if you have the money, I highly recommend grabbing. It's awesome, and I'm going to try and pick one up myself now that I have the money to actually get something like that, versus back in the day when I was just a freshman in high school. But now, hopefully I can get my hands on something like this. But anyway, guys, last thing we're going to talk about is the inserts. Inside of the normal Bel Air 5, you have a gray insert with a Jumpman in there that correlates to the color of the shoe. I'll show you. You have the magenta one here, and you can have the other one would just be the green, and vice versa. You have the green one here with the magenta on the other. So it just correlates. The Jumpman color correlates to the tongue, and it's a gray insert. This one here has a black insert with a white Jumpman, same on both. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this review. There isn't really much else to say. It's just a basic comparison between the two shoes. They're both really nice in their own ways, and they're both two separate shoes, but they also have very similar contrast to them and very similar designs. If you guys want to go and pick up the Ghost Green, go right ahead. It's a really nice shoe, and I liked it a lot more in person than I thought I was going to. Standing next to the normal Bel Air 5, Bel Air 5, in my opinion, still blows it away, but they are still really good shoes and very close. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. I'll let you guys know in the comments below. And that's basically about it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.